recording. So for those who don't know me, my name is Colin Hambury. I am a teacher by profession. I've been teaching for the last couple of years, about 6-7 years. I've got a background in IT for the last more than 10 years already. But I found myself always drawn to education, whether it's on the IT side, whether it's with kids, whether it's with adults, whatever the case may be. I've always found myself being sort of drawn towards education. And this is why this evening you've been invited to a crypto education session. We know there's a lot of good, a lot of bad news out there, a lot of misinformation around it. And I hope and I trust by the end of this evening, you will have a good, clear picture of exactly what crypto is, what the main ones are to look out for, and how you could possibly benefit if you choose to do so. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this. So like I said, for me, I am a teacher by profession, and we know at the moment we're not going through a very easy time, but in this profession and in many other professions, you're looking at 4 basic ways that we make money, okay? And all of us at the moment, especially where we find ourselves, I mean, when we hear about what's happened with Edgar's or what's currently happening with them, we hear that the SABC is shedding jobs. So as a result of the lockdown, we are finding lots and lots of places closing. People are losing jobs. People are being retrenched. So they're looking obviously for a way that they can either supplement the income or perhaps create something totally new. But when we look at ways to generate income, there are basically 4 ways. The first one is to be an employee. And simply put, you are trading your time for money, okay? And this is where most people are. So when the lockdown happened, what do you think happened there? They couldn't trade their time for money because they weren't in work. And if they're not in work, they're not being paid, okay? And this is where a lot of the big guys were saying, listen, man, open the economy so people can go back and actually work. So this proved to be a bit of a problem during the lockdown. So other people went the route and have gone the route over the years of being self-employed. And I was just chatting to my wife about this today, that when you look at a doctor's surgery or someone who has his own construction business and he's, just running it himself, he has to be there. The doctor has to be there to see patients in order to make money. So again, it's a case of trading time for money. I think of my own father. My father had his own business, and he passed away a few years ago, but I was laughing today because I had to say, you know what, I don't think he would have survived through this lockdown, for the simple reason that even on a weekend, he was always thinking about the business. What can be done with the business? Why are there public holidays? Because if there's a public holiday, it means he can't have the business running. He can't make money. His employees are then going to suffer as well. So all those things start playing when you look at this cash flow quadrant. So some people are employees, some people are self-employed. I'm not sure where you find yourself this evening, but this is something to think about. There are others who are business owners. Now, this is totally different to the person who's self-employed. Here, you are finding that this individual has a business that works whether they are physically present or not. So when you think of Pick and Pay, when you think of Checkers, you don't find the CEO walking around there. No, the business has its own system that is running all the time and generating money. In other words, what they do is they leverage off other people to make money for them, as you see in the picture, okay? And then the last one was where most of the smart people find themselves is being an investor. And again, simply put, and I'm going to try and make things as simple for you as I possibly can this evening. With an investor, you are looking at making your money work for you. How can your money generate more money? And I often think of the quote by a well-known investor where he says, look, if you can't work out ways to make money while you sleep, you're always going to be working to try and make money. So this is where the investors have, or the type of mindset they actually have. Now, again, I say, I'm not sure where you are, but wherever you find yourself, I'm sure you can agree. when we look at the lockdown, when we look at everything that's happening in the world at the moment, being an employee and being self-employed is not exactly where we want to be. And I found myself, and I still find myself, in the same position of being an employee, but I needed to supplement my income with something else. I needed to create another stream of income. And this evening, I'm going to share exactly how I did that with a company called Mining City. And this is exactly why I wear the sweater, because I'm absolutely proud to wear this. Proud to wear this name. Oh, sorry, here we go with the camera. This name close to my heart because of what it's allowed me to do. Okay, so let's look at this video quickly. Let's have a quick look at this. Just going to give you a little brief overview of Mining City. Okay, beautiful. So that gives you a little bit of background, but let's go into slightly more detail on that. So what is Mining City? And you've maybe seen Mining City's name all over social media. You've heard people talk about it. At its core, what is Mining City? It is a global company that, and I want you to understand this, they rent out hash power to mine cryptocurrencies. In other words, they rent out computing power to mine cryptocurrencies. Now, don't panic if you don't fully understand that. I'm going to make sure that by the end of the session, you understand everything. So they have at present over 200, it's actually 250,000 customers worldwide. And just check towards the bottom over here, Mining City provides the mining power, takes care of the technology and maintenance, while the mining community, those who are involved with them, reap the rewards. Now, I want you to jot that down. Keep it up there in your mind, because all these things, you're going to see how it fits together in what we are sharing with you tonight. So there's the CEO of Mining City, Greg Rogowski. And Mining City was actually started as a project in 2018. And like I said, it's in so many countries worldwide. And in their first year, they already made over $250 million in sales, paid out over 108 million of that to distributors. In other words, us who share the information with others. And remember those reaping the mining rewards that we spoke about? Over $41 million was paid out to that. So those who are involved with Mining City, they would have benefited from that. But you know what? As exciting and wonderful as that sounds, what appealed to me was not so much that. What appealed to me was the bottom 3 points. The fact that there's full transparency on the company workings. There's full access to visit the mining facilities. In other words, if you are in where one of them is in Kazakhstan, and I'll explain why, if you are there, you can go and visit the facility and see exactly where what you've been involved in is doing the work. And then very importantly at the bottom, they have a fantastic strategic partnership with a company called MineBest, but I'm going to get into that a little later. So that's the background on Mining City. But as you heard, they deal with mining cryptocurrencies. And one of the first ones that they started with was Bitcoin. And herein lies probably the biggest challenge when we chat to people. Folks often ask, well, we understand what Mining City is and the company and all this, but what is this Bitcoin business? Why are people so excited about it? Well, get a pen and paper and let's get the education started. So Bitcoin at its core is a digital currency. So there's no physical Bitcoin, right? This is a currency that works like any other. I can buy, I can sell, I can buy coffee if I want to, I can buy a house if I want to with it. But it allows us to exchange value with anyone in the world using nothing more than a computing device and an internet connection. That's it. Now, when I say computing device, I'm talking about a tablet, a phone, your laptop, anything that has an internet connection. I can send Bitcoins to anyone in the world as simple as sending an email. The other day, I was asked to send some Bitcoin to someone. The lady didn't know exactly how to do it. And all she gave me was the funds in Bitcoin, and she gave me the address, and I sent it along. Within 5 minutes, it was there. And this was from South Africa, I think, to Dubai. So it's as simple as that. Bitcoin is valuable by its design. Okay, in the way it was actually created, it was designed to be valuable. Let's look at this. This is one of the reasons why. It is limited in its supply. So when Bitcoin was created, only 21 million Bitcoins will ever be produced. So already you're dealing with a digital currency that is scarce. And we know when something's scarce, what's going to happen to the value over time? It's going to go up, right? So it's limited in its supply. And it's this scarcity that's designed into Bitcoin that actually gives it over time its value. Here we see that it decreases in supply every 4 years, right? Again, this is how it's been designed. And it's this scarcity that prevents inflation. This is why you'll hear people talk about Bitcoin being deflationary, right? Because it's a currency that fights inflation. And that's fantastic. This is why we talk about the Bitcoin revolution and things like that, because it is totally contrary to what people are used to. So if we look at Bitcoin as a store of value, many people argue this, but have a look at this. These are the facts, and you can do with them as you choose. In 2009, one Bitcoin was worth R1.40. In 2020, one Bitcoin is worth 180,000 Rand. Now, to me, that is a store of value. It's increasing in value over time. If I had bought 10 Bitcoins in 2009, well, I'd be somewhere else right now. Okay? But that is what it's done in the past years. And that's what I want to show you. Just have a look at this. For those who maybe in 2009 invested in Apple, if you had invested $10 in Apple shares, you would have had a return of around $81 today. If you had invested $10 in Bitcoin back in 2009, you'd be a multi-millionaire today, right? And that's in dollars. That's not even in rands. I don't even want to do the conversion. Then it becomes hundreds of millions, okay? But Bitcoin has shown itself to be the best performing asset class in the last 10 years. And it's accepted at many different places, over 1 million different places around the world. Here in South Africa, I know Takealot and a couple of other online stores accept it as a means of payment. So I can, contrary to what some people tell you, you can buy anything you want to with Bitcoin. But this is a question that often comes up. Well, what backs Bitcoin? And I answer the question sometimes by asking a question. Well, what backs your currency? What backs the Rand, the dollar, those things? Nothing. There is no physical commodity that backs it. Okay, and you can go and check on this. We go on the word of the government that the paper we're holding in our hands is actually worth something, right? In Bitcoin's case, it's the technology behind it. And that technology is called the blockchain. So Bitcoin becomes one of the ways in which this technology is utilized. And I want you to understand this a little bit. So I'm just going to play a short video that should give you some clarity on this.
Blockchain is peer-to-peer software technology that protects the integrity of a digital piece of information. It was invented to create the alternative currency Bitcoin, but may be used for other cryptocurrencies, online signature services, voting systems, and many other applications. In this video, we explain how it works and what makes it special. Everyone uses paper money. You get a $10 bill, you trust that it's not fake. If instead someone sent you an email saying, here's $10, you probably wouldn't trust it. But when we transfer money, use an ATM, or pay with a deposit card, that's pretty much exactly what we do. We're sending money in a digital message. To make sure no one's cheating or sending money they don't have, these messages go through a few trusted banks that keep a record of everything. They know how much money everyone has and deduct it properly for every transaction. But this becomes expensive when there's a million transactions around the world every minute. The Economist estimates that banks charged us more than $1.7 trillion to process these payments in 2014. That's about 2% of the entire world economy. With blockchain, we can save a lot of this cost because it lets us send money just like sending an email. Instead of sending a lot of payment information through a few servers, blockchain uses thousands of personal computers on the internet. All transactions are copied and cross-checked between every computer in a system-wide accounting book called the ledger, which becomes very safe at scale. Blockchain doesn't just allow us to create safe money online, it lets us protect any piece of digital information. This could be online identity cards, voter ballots, contracts, and many other legal instruments, bringing bureaucracy into the 21st century.
Right. So blockchain is basically the technology that powers Bitcoin in the same way that the internet is what powers email, YouTube, and that wonderful WhatsApp that we use every single day. Okay. And you saw in there that with this, all the transactions within the Bitcoin network are added to this blockchain. Now, that's done by specialized computers called miners. Now, in a normal business, you would have an accountant, right? You would have a bookkeeper who keeps track of all the money coming in, going out, all the transactions. But in the Bitcoin network, in the cryptocurrency era, we have specialized computers called miners. And these machines verify transactions. So when I'm sending Bitcoin from myself to somebody else, these miners, about 3 to 5 of them, will check that transaction, verify everything in it, and if they're happy, they will post that to the blockchain. That then cannot be changed, right? It's not a reversible thing that you can actually do. So for completing this task, these miners receive a reward, and people make a note of that. This is going to be a crucial point of what we're talking about tonight. Okay, so these miners receive a reward. Now, that process of the machines verifying a transaction, checking through it, adding to the blockchain, that's known as mining. Okay, at its core, that is what mining is. So if this is happening in the Bitcoin network, it means that we're talking about Bitcoin mining. All right, and this is how new Bitcoins are created. So when you think mining, I want you to actually think about the manufacturing process of these coins. Right, that is what mining essentially is. And we're going to talk a lot about that tonight because we need you to have clear information on this. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit technical just for 2 or 3 minutes. And I want you to see something. Remember, we spoke about these machines receiving a reward, right? So the way it's been designed in the Bitcoin network is that every 10 minutes, the machine that correctly, or the first machine to basically verify those transactions would receive 50 Bitcoins. That's every 10 minutes, right? Okay. Remember we said every 4 years, the supply decreases. So after the first 4 years, that reward that the mining machines receive, right, would be 25. The next 4 years, it goes down by half. It's 12.5. That's the last 4 years that we went through. And in May this year, towards the end of May, the next halving took place. So that means that at the moment for Bitcoin miners, the mining machine or the mining company that successfully does the process of verifying and posting to the blockchain, the first one to do that, right? That one is going to receive 6.25 Bitcoins for that 10-minute block. Now, if you have a look at this, what I just want you to understand is you can see from 50 Bitcoins all the way down to 6.25. So the rewards are going down, which means the supply is going down. But have a look at the bottom here. As that has gone down over time, look at what's happened to the price. Supply and demand. The demand has gone up, the supply is going down. So what's going to happen to the price? The price is going to move up. And this is why we've seen Bitcoin go from zero to almost $10,000. In fact, at the end of 2017, it went up to $19,700. Okay, so I just want you to understand that clearly. Okay, so this is what I'm saying is based on your supply and demand. And this is just one of the factors that contributes to the price of Bitcoin going up. There are a lot of other technical aspects. I'm not going to get into too much of that tonight. Okay, now, when it comes to education, we want to make sure that you understand everything, right? I'm not here to say to you that, look here, you know what, this is Bitcoin, you have to have it. I'm here to show you the good, the bad, the ugly, and from here, you make your own decisions. So this is where we are with the current status of Bitcoin. First of all, a large percentage of it has already been mined. Over 18 million Bitcoins have already been mined and are already in circulation. And you can think about that because we are what, 11 years into Bitcoin being around. So there's that aspect. There's the second aspect where we talk about there being irreversible transactions. So if I send Bitcoin from myself to person A, and that goes through, I cannot reverse it. The transaction is done, it's finished. The only way to get it back is for that person to actually send it back to me. Okay, so that can be a bit of a problem. And I know there was a case once where this guy typed in the incorrect amount of Bitcoin, and instead of sending, I think it was like something like 0.09 of a Bitcoin, he sent 99.9 Bitcoins. And obviously he couldn't reverse that transaction. So that is a big problem. Okay, then the last point, there's a huge uneven distribution of Bitcoin because a lot of the guys who actually started taking note bought up a lot of the Bitcoin. So what this effectively does is when they decide, and I'm sure you've seen articles saying somebody sold off $1 million worth of Bitcoin, right? What happens? Others who are not as educated as us here this evening, others who don't want to get this education, they just see somebody big selling $1 million worth of Bitcoin and they think, oh my goodness, I need to sell. They panic sell, and that snowballs because the next person does it, and the next, and the next, and then you see the price just slump. Okay, at this point, those same big guys, those as we call whales, they jump in and they buy again at a lower price, and then you see the price start moving up. So I just want you to understand the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to Bitcoin, so you understand and have the whole picture of this. Okay, so now that we understand that, now we get to something very, very exciting. Okay, and those who are involved know exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about one more cryptocurrency that Mining City is busy with, and that is called Bitcoin Vault. For those who've never heard of it, you must be asking at this point, what is Bitcoin Vault? Let's have a look. All right, so we're talking about Bitcoin Vault, and I'm going to ask you to apologize. No, I'm going to apologize for how excited I'm about to get when I start talking about this, and you will see exactly why. So we're talking about Bitcoin Vault, and Bitcoin Vault was actually created by this gentleman over here, El Evramovich. He's the CEO of the company called MindBest. Now, wait a minute. If we pause here, you'll remember that MindBest was mentioned right at the beginning. And I mentioned it as a strategic partner of Mining City. Okay, so we're starting to put the pieces together now of this relationship. But let's look at the technical aspects of this coin. So Bitcoin Vault was created on the same code as Bitcoin. As a result, there will also only be 21 million coins. But I want you to have a look at this. With Bitcoin Vault, they actually created 3 keys to speed up transactions and increase security. Remember, when we think of a vault, we think of something that's secure, something that's going to protect our assets, okay? So bear that in mind as I explain the rest. So I said to you, there's only 21 million coins. Have a look at the next point. It halves every 6 months to catch up with Bitcoin. Woo, woo. And this is where the excitement begins. Bitcoin was halving every 4 years, right? And only after those 4 years and that each halving, you would see the price start to move up. You're going to see how halving every 6 months has affected Bitcoin Vault. Now, bear in mind, Bitcoin Vault was only launched on the 16th of December, 2019. So it is 7 months old. This coin is 7 months old. It is the only theft-proof coin on the market. It is not a multi-level market coin, okay? So it's not there because another company is there. No, 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 no. This coding was there already. It has real-world use, and its mining power is 3 times higher than that of Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash that have been around for almost 2 years. Okay, so just bear those facts in mind, and that you can go and check anywhere you want to. So in the news, and I'm sorry, you know, every time I do this crypto education session, I've got to update my presentation every time because the price is changing. I did this presentation on Thursday, right? Helping people, educating people. At that stage, the coin had a value of $268 per coin. 268. At the moment, it's almost $300 per coin. We've got Thursday, Friday. What, you're talking like 2.5, 3 days later? That's a $30 rise in the value. Okay. So this is simply because unlike all the other cryptos, Bitcoin Vault is backed by a community, the community of Mining City, right? Community of people and others who have bought into it, who believe in it, who are mining it and buying the coin as well. And this is what has pushed the value from $0 to $290 within the first 6 to 7 months of it being around. That is phenomenal, phenomenal growth. And to put it in perspective, bear this in mind. It took Bitcoin 6 years to get to this value. 6 years. It's taken Bitcoin Vault 6 months to do exactly the same thing. Now, I'm going to leave that to soak in. Okay? Have a look at this as well. So, Mining City is mining Bitcoin Vault. And the idea is they want to be able to catch up with Bitcoin. They have to halve every 6 months. By the end of May 2020, which is already passed, 44% of the coins have been mined. By the end of May 2021, look at that, over 70% of the coins have to be mined. This is why when people talk to you about Bitcoin Vault, there's a sense of urgency because you have a short window of opportunity of around 2.5 years. And after that, that price is either just going to be massively big or it's just going to cost you far too much to get involved. And that is why you have this opportunity, why we are so, we spread this urgency around us, because we want everyone possible. For the first time, everyone can get involved fairly. So if we look at this halving, like I said, this halving happens every 6 months. And have a look at the rewards. Remember, when Bitcoin started, it was 50 Bitcoins within that first halving period. Have a look at this. It started with, Bitcoin Vault started with 175. Now we're already done with that. We are already done with 150. We're looking at the period now where every 10 minutes, 125 coins are up for grab. That is still more than double the amount of coins that Bitcoin was actually giving their miners as rewards. Okay, so there's obviously a massive amount of rewards available for this manufacturing process of this coin. Now, I want you just to, again, there's just a little technicality that I have to go through with you so that you can understand. People will talk about the hash rate and market cap. And what this simply means is, when we talk hash rate, we're talking about the amount of computing power behind a coin. You can see Bitcoin has a massive hash rate and a corresponding massive market cap. Bitcoin Cash, again, an established coin. It's been around, let's call it about 2 years. Much lower hash rate, and obviously the market cap is where it is. Bitcoin SV, same story, 1.2. Again, you can see when the hash rate goes down, the market cap is down. Let's have a look at Bitcoin Vault. Look at that. Bitcoin Vault is sitting on 6 exahash of power. Its hash rate is bigger than Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, and to date even Ethereum. And you heard me right, it's got a higher value than even Ethereum, making Bitcoin Vault the second most valuable cryptocurrency out there at the moment. Have a look at this, and this you can go and check on Bitcoin Vault Explorer. Again, everything is out there, folks, for you to see. You can see the hash rate at the moment. It is massive. We are moving towards 7, which then means the value is going to move up in the market cap as well. Look at that. At the time of this hash rate, look what the exchange rate was. The value of one coin was around $281. There's 6 million coins in circulation with over 9,500 people having Bitcoin Vault wallets. Friends, this is moving with or without you. This is happening, right? And you have the chance to be part of this evening. This is why when we look at the price and we look at the hash rate, we see the correlation between hash rate and the value per coin. So at this stage, it's very simple. Now that you've heard everything, you must be asking, man, how do I get hold of some of these Bitcoins or Bitcoin Vault coins? Whichever, it's obviously good to have a bit of both, but Bitcoin Vault is the way to go at the moment. So with Bitcoin, there are exchanges in South Africa like Luno. I know you can download the app, Altcoin Trader. There's a new one also, ChainX, where you can use your rands, same like these, rands to purchase Bitcoins. So you can buy them and you can hold on to it, as the value increases over time. So that you can do. With Bitcoin Vault, there are certain exchanges, because it's still new, there's certain exchanges like Coineal, Liquid Pro, again, ChainX. So you can just chat to whoever sent you here or myself, exactly how you can go about and get your hands on this. But if you look at the growth of Bitcoin Vault, you want to get your hands on some coins ASAP. And I remember saying to someone in December, my man, listen, this coin is only $5 at the moment. Only $5. December last year. It's now almost $300. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So I was looking, as we go back to the beginning, I was looking for a way where I could make some extra money, right? I was looking at these coins. I was looking at different things, buying a bit here and there, doing things. Some worked out, some didn't work out, some didn't work out badly, all this type of thing. But I needed something where I could still teach, because I love teaching. I love educating people. But I still wanted to build another stream of income. So when I looked at the difference between mining, getting involved in mining or buying, what I found is the following, that when you buy and hold, and let's say, for example, you buy one Bitcoin at 150,000 Rand. If you hold on to that for the next couple of years, the value is going to increase, right? We can't say by how much, but for the example, let's say it goes up to R1 million. At the end of that 3 years, you decide you're going to pull everything out, right? So now you've put in 150,000 Rand, you come out with, it's gone up to 1.5 million Rand, fantastic, but you still have one coin. The one you put in, the one you bought, is the one you take up. With mining, it allows you to increase the number of Bitcoins you have over time, and Bitcoin vault coins, if you get involved with that, and you benefit from the value going up. Okay, so to me, mining seemed to be a better option, although I always recommend getting both, right? Having a good portfolio of both. But mining was working for me because I could get into that and reap mining rewards without having to do anything, you know? And you'll see why as we go along. So this is why I jumped into an opportunity with Mining City, right? Who's mining both Bitcoin and Bitcoin Vault profitably. So again, like I said at the beginning, to me, transparency is absolutely key. And with Mining City, this is exactly what we got. I could see that by getting involved with this company, they even showed me how they break down their profits. So from all the money that Mining City basically makes, you've got 35% of that going to commissions to distributors. Remember that I mentioned at the beginning. 2% goes to salaries, and the bulk of the funds goes to MineBest. Why? Because MineBest basically does all the infrastructure. They build the containers. They do all of this that you see here. And Mining City becomes a separate company in front that's actually selling their products. Have a look at this.
Just arrived, and this is Albert design. We accommodate 600 antminer.
You can see El Ibramovich, CEO of MineBest. Remember MineBest, these are their facilities. This was at the very beginning of what was to become something truly phenomenal. There's the mining machines plugged in, the containers running. And these are the facilities that you can go and visit if you are in that area. There's the security. There's some of the visitors coming to inspect everything, see, you know, what they've actually gotten involved in. All right. So let's have a look at the strategic partner of Mining City called MineBest. So like I mentioned to you, MineBest, the CEO is El Ibramovich, and very importantly, this company started in 2017, right? So before Mining City was there, MineBest was already operating from their Warsaw, Poland head office. And what they do, they simply set up crypto mining data centers for clients. So they have over 150, in fact, now it's over 200 employees operating worldwide, and they want people to benefit from the crypto mining sector. So they look for the best, most efficient machines at the lowest electricity cost, and they've even become now a recognized global industry leader in this space. So when you think of the two companies, Mining City and MineBest, you see at the bottom I've made the point where Mining City is the front end and their strategic partner is then MineBest that does all the facilities, the maintenance of the machines, all those type of things. That's the role of MineBest. So MineBest provides the technology and know-how to Mining City. There's the cooperation agreement signed with the respective numbers for everyone to see the transparency. As you saw in the video, there's one of the data centers. I think I have another video as well. Yeah, and here you can see this is a recent update of one of the facilities. Now, folks, if you look at this, you can see there's tons of money that's been spent on this infrastructure. There's the mining machines doing their work. Okay, so I want to go back to something you'll see here in this slide. I mentioned that this particular data center has over 140 megawatts of power. Right? Now have a look at this. The company has already seen that there's massive growth taking place. And as a result, Minebase is already looking at expanding their Kazakhstan mining farm by another 170 megawatts. Okay, their facility in China by 50 megawatts, and they have another one by an extra 20 megawatts. So if you don't understand what all that means, all we're saying is that the company is growing in leaps and bounds to make sure that they are always moving forward. And that is exciting for me. There you can see the facilities again. What I just want to touch on here as well is the following. If you look at these containers, all of these containers over here, I want you to understand something. This is hundreds of millions of dollars that's been set up here. So this is not some cheap fly-by-night setup that's going on. These containers, each one of them contains around 300 mining machines. Each one of those mining machines is mining around 57 terahash of power. Okay. Now, if you multiply that by the 300 units, it gives you a massive amount of 17,000 terahash of power. Now, what I need you to understand is that Mining City works on the basis of you paying 100, remember you are renting hashing power. So you pay $100 per 1 terahash of power. At that calculation, each container is basically worth $1.7 million. Now, if you look at this picture again, and we're saying that each one of these is mining around $1.7 million, when you get involved with Mining City and you decide that you would also like to rent some of that hashing power, it means that you can get your share of this. And obviously, the more power you have, the more you can make. Okay. So Minebase is also one of the top 10 mining farms in the world. They've been at over 20 international events as sponsors and exhibitors. And folks, even more transparency is when they upgraded the mining machinery. They even sent us the confirmation of purchase to show us the kind of transparency that we are dealing with. There's the dates, the agreements, man. That is why I say I am proud to wear the sweater of Mining City and be associated with Minebase. So Minebase is among the 10 most efficient mining farms on the planet. However, like a typical infomercial, we would say, but wait, there's more. Minebase is also part of the World Digital Mining Organization. So basically put, what this is they are establishing this body to make sure that anyone involved with crypto mining, right? And that's why you find DDMS underlined there. They want to make sure that everyone involved has, basically fair and even distribution of the mining to make sure that people are mining on the highest standards possible, proper moral, ethical values, and to ensure long-term profitability. Okay, so they want to protect people and make sure that folks who get involved with mining can do so long-term and profitably. And Bitcoin Vault is the very first cryptocurrency to be mined on this standard. So again, hey man, big things happening in this space. Okay, another massive thing that I'm not sure if I dropped it in Thursday's education session, but they're also working on an app called Proof of Mine. And this is going to be absolutely revolutionary to the crypto mining industry, in that through this app, you will be able to verify that the mining rewards you are receiving from your machine is actually legitimate or it's a scam. So here you can see, there's the app. You'll be able to check the mining reward calculator to see, what you should more or less be getting, and to verify that those rewards, here we go, that it's compliant, where it's come from, all those details. Folks, this has never been done in this industry before. Okay, so Having said all that, and maybe you just need to breathe for half a minute. Having said all that, what does Mining City really offer you today? Okay, we've heard about Bitcoin, we've heard about Bitcoin Vault, Mining City, MineBest, the strategic partnership between the two of them. Mining City offers you the opportunity, first of all, to build real passive income. And I'm telling you, real passive income. So let's look at how this works, right? Remember I said to you at the beginning, Mining City rents out hashing power. So what they've tried to do is to accommodate everyone involved. Yes, indeed. I'm getting a chat here from Zizi saying we are in a fantastic, fantastic opportunity. So you'll see that we have packages ranging from $300 to $12,600. So it's around about, called about $6,000, $6,500 at the for the $300 package, to somewhere in the 250,000 Rand category for your platinum. I'm not always sure with the exchanges, but you can always chat to the folks who sent you here afterwards. Okay, so you'll see each plan has a particular amount of mining power, right? So you are renting a 3-year, you get a 3-year contract of X amount of terahash. I hope we're still together, right? Now, with the platinum, have a look at this. Not only does the platinum have a massive amount of mining power, but as a bonus for taking a plan like this, you actually getting an extra 12 terahash, which is equivalent to this bronze package. So if you take a platinum plan and you say, okay, look, I'm going to buy this for, let's say for argument's sake, it's 250,000 Rand, and you buy it, you're actually getting a bronze plan on top of this 126 terahash. So that's absolutely fantastic from the company side. But what does that mean in terms of actual mining rewards that would be coming to you? Now, please bear in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not qualified to do any of those type of things. I'm simply showing you the figures based on what we've seen over the last month. I do this every month so that we have more or less accurate figures, but do not quote me on that. I'm giving you an approximate picture on what you could be looking at in terms of mining rewards. So let's go from the primary. Remember, the primary plan is around about $300, right? So it's $300, and on that one you can see over these 3 days you're looking at more or less call it $2. Okay, now people will say $2, but when you start adding it up and you say, okay, well, let's say for argument's sake you do get $2 a day for 30 days. That's $60 a month. Okay, again, there is nothing fixed in the crypto industry, and I want you to understand that. No one can give you fixed returns, especially when it comes to mining rewards. So let's say for argument's sake it's $2 a day. Over the course of a month, it's $60. You times that by 17, and suddenly you're talking about over 1,000 Rand that you're looking to get per month from what? How much did you pay? 6,000, 6,500? Which means within half a year, you're looking at making your money back. And this continues for 3 years. Okay, so this is just to give you a picture. Let's look at the standard. You'll see the standard is double the price. So it's $600 for the standard, and it's around $4 for what? In terms of your rewards. Your bronze, hey, this is where it starts moving now. Your bronze, you're looking at $1,200 for the package, and around, and this is why I say you can't guarantee anything, $8 to $9 per day. Your silver plan, folks, this is where it starts getting, you're looking at, call it $16 to $18 a day. And your gold package, and this is where I'm going to pause a little bit on the gold and the platinum. Your gold package, first of all, bear in mind the gold is made up of a combination of plan 1, which is standard, plan 2, which is bronze, and plan 3, which is silver. So if you have those, you are sorted. You have a gold plan. Have a look at this: $18, $9. It's 27 plus 4. That's around just over $30 that this plan is making. Again, not set, but this is what you can look at per day. And then the big baby, the platinum plan. Now, I want you to think about this. If you are putting in 250,000 Rand for a platinum plan, you expect to get a good return. Tell me if this is good. And you do the calculation. Let's call this $50. Let's call this $30. That's $80. Let's call this $10. Let's say this, because this is the combination that gives you platinum. Let's call it $100, more or less $100 every day. Okay, again, and I keep stressing on it so you understand. It fluctuates. So let's say on average, you're looking at $100 a day. Folks, that's almost 2,000 Rand a day. That will be what? Times 30 days? Over 60,000 Rand a month? How quickly are you going to make your money back? We don't guarantee those things, but you can think about it. You do the calculations and then you tell me if you want to make real passive income. Okay, real passive income. So at this stage, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to unmute everyone and I'm going to invite Nontando to come to the fore. I know she is still somewhere here. Folks, I hope you understood me so far. And I want Nontando now. She's going to chat to us a little bit about her background, how she got involved, and how this has changed her. Nontando, thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to unmute you. Mute everybody else. Let me just get there. Nontando, I'm just going to make you the host quickly. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Colin.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks. And you?
Can you hear? No, I could listen to you the whole day.
No, man,
You're
don't
a
say
good teacher. Yeah, no, you know what? I can just lie here and listen to you teaching us the whole day. That was very powerful. And thank you so much again for the invite. I'm really honored. And yeah, good evening to everybody who is joining us this evening. You know, we might be going out there and partying, not really because we are still on lockdown, but we chose to come and actually learn how we can make a difference in our lives. So yeah, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for lending us your time. We don't take it for granted. So yeah, I'm just going to share a short story on my journey. I'm not here to present, so it was clear from Colin that I must just share my story. And I always say our business is not about convincing anyone. We are just sharing our story or our journey. And what I want to also emphasize is that in us sharing, you are also more than welcome to go and do your assessment or your research. But please don't go and do research for 6 months or a year or 3 years as if you are doing a PhD. Because they say too much analysis causes paralysis. So you might end up paralyzed. Be busy, you know, researching and trying to figure everything out. So yeah, allow me then to share my journey. So yeah, like Colin said, my name is Nontando Ditle. I'm from a banking background. I used to work for a bank. Actually, I'm not even shy to mention the name of the bank. I used to work for Absa Bank for 16 years. That's where I'm coming from. And yeah, as a banker, you know, or maybe it was just me, I was too loyal, you know, to my employer, where I didn't actually look at other opportunities. So, and especially with the culture that we've been brought up, you are taught that you just need to get a job, you study, you get a job and go to work. So that's basically what I've been doing for 16 years, working for Buzz John. And I must say, I did appreciate the learnings, the teachings, and the experience from working. However, knowing what I know now, I think if I knew what I know now in the past 20 years, I will definitely choose what I'm doing currently. Flora, please mute yourself.
What's it? Come again?
So, please mute yourself, darling. So, yeah, so coming from that background, you must also know this about me, that I hated selling. I used to tell myself that I cannot sell anything, not to even save my life. You know, we always about ourselves and draw this picture about ourselves, and that ends up limiting our growth. So never in my life thought I'll be actually on a Zoom meeting, being a network marketing professional and not working for anyone anymore. So never say never, okay? So I've been involved in the cryptocurrency space, which was my first network marketing opportunity in the past 3.5 years now. And like I said, you don't want to go back and want to do a research for more than 3 months or 6 years. As much as I knew about Bitcoin from 2015, when the opportunity was presented to me in 2016, I didn't go back and still needed to take, you know, spices and water and flour and everything else to combine and actually figure out how this thing works. Because one thing I understood is that when I come to my house and I want to see lights, I go to that plug and I switch on and the light comes on. To say what wires are there to connect everything for me to get electricity, it's really none of my business. And for me to also use a phone with data, all I need to know is that I want to pick up my phone, make a call or send a message. To figure out what is happening around this phone or whatever, that is none of my business. So that was my attitude, to say when it came about the Bitcoin opportunity, yes, I asked questions. I got the answers that were satisfactory at that moment, but I didn't then wait to jump into the opportunity. So I had the mindset to say, I will learn everything within. You know, we say within. So I took the opportunity without knowing everything. So somebody might be on this call for the first time and you have heard Colin taking us through the presentation, and some are thinking, oh, this is all Greek. You haven't understood a thing. It is okay. It is okay. We have all been there. Believe you me, we are even learning today. Now listening to Colin, I've learned new things again. You understand? So I've been 3.5 years in this industry, but I'm still learning every day. So you don't have to know everything, because after 6 months, after you've done all your research, by then we would have produced more millionaires in this opportunity.
Yes.
So to just fast forward, with Mining City, I took up the opportunity in July last year. Again, for me, the opportunity was presented in a very awkward manner. I was on holiday, actually, with my husband, you know, celebrating our anniversary. And then I get a call from the person who introduced me to the business, Ulonwabo. And I think it was past 11 p.m. You know, he calls me and he says to me, Ndlovukazi, can you talk? I'm like, yes, I can talk. Then he says, okay, I've got a very good business opportunity that I want to propose to you. Because I was on holiday and it was awkward, it was late at night, and I worked with him before. I said to him, okay, this opportunity, are you involved in it already? He said, this opportunity was presented to me yesterday. You know what I said to him? I said, you know what, if you are in, I'm also in. I only asked him 2 questions. How many packages did you buy? He said 5. Then I said, I also want 5 packages. The second question was, can we trust this company? He said to me, we are actually on our way to verify this business, you know, and its legitimacy. Then I said, okay, cool. Then I am in. That was it, without me having to hear all the information that Colin has actually shared with me. So I took the opportunity from July last year. And yeah, like you can see near the glow, I don't have to tell you, I'm sure you can see the glow. We are always smiling. I call this opportunity redemption, and it is not just because of the benefits that are coming my way, but because of many lives that have been changed, you know, using Mining City as a vehicle. You know, we are only close to 7 months mining Bitcoin Vault, like Kalyan said. I can tell you I'm receiving messages from some of my partners who partnered with me from even December last year when we started with Bitcoin Vault to say, Nontando, you know what, I'm a millionaire now.
Yo.
You know, I am making money. This opportunity, Bitcoin Vault only started in December and people are already millionaires. That for me, you know, Colin, that for me is like fulfilling, you know, to hear stories from people who say, you know what, I couldn't afford to buy grocery for the whole month, but now I'm able to just go to a shop and pick up 2 items or whatever. I'm able to feed my family. That for me is fulfilling. For a person to come and say, I've paid up school fees for my children for the next year or 2 years, that for me, you know, we don't even have to talk about millions. Just touching and impacting lives like that by just sharing an opportunity. And with this pandemic, we are now on lockdown, and it started when month end March. What I appreciate about this opportunity is that it's online. So with lockdown, I was able to take my business 100% online. And what do I need to run my business? My phone. That's it. I don't need this fancy laptop or fancy office or whatever, just my phone. And talking to people, that's all you have to do. You know, as shy, and I always tell people, they don't believe me, to say I am very shy and I'm an introvert by nature. And I had to quickly learn that being shy and being an introvert doesn't pay bills. It doesn't bring bread on the table. So with this business, it encouraged me. So I grew as a person as well, for me to come or go to meetings, you know, and educate thousands of people about this opportunity. So it took me out of my comfort zone as well. And yeah, currently, everything that I do is online. With lockdown, actually, I've made more money than I've made prior lockdown, of which the highest amount, I know Colin might ask this question. So Mina, I I just give answers before being asked so that I'm not put on the pedestal. So the highest amount that I've made in a day during lockdown was close to 300,000 in a day.
Yo.
Just one day, just using my phone, just talking. I always say, people will say, I can't recruit, you know, I can't talk to people. No, but Mina, people, when I talk to them, they don't believe me or whatever. I always say, you start from somewhere. and you are not an island. You have neighbors, you have friends, you've got people that you can share the opportunity to. For me, it's not about really recruiting. I don't recruit. Even people who are in my team, I never recruited anyone. I shared information. I shared an opportunity. I shared my story. I shared my journey. And what Colin has also showed you to say how profitable this opportunity is. That's what you share with people. I mean, I worked for a bank for 16 years. Not in my life have I received a client who would come and shout and scream excitedly saying, you know what, I received a very good interest rate on my fixed deposit or on my money market or whatever. Never. I was once a bank manager, but I tell you now, what we getting currently with Mining City is way better interest that you can get from any bank. I can bet all my Bitcoin vaults with that information shared to say, bring any bank that will multiply your investment times in a space of 4 months, then I can give you all my Bitcoin vaults. Bitcoin vaults, I started mining Bitcoin vaults in December last year. I bought a package where it was then a gold, it was about 55,000 Rand. Currently, that Bitcoin Vault package is sitting at close to 400,000, from 55,000 to 400,000, just mining, not including the network part. You understand? So yes, it is still profitable. And if you had to ask me that, okay, Nontando, how do you then get people to join your team or your business? Just talk to people. I talk to more than 5,000 people a day. Every day I talk to more than 5,000 people per day. Obviously using different social platform. So you can't, I don't sleep before I share the opportunity with everyone. Does it mean that everyone comes and sign up with me? No. So I always say you might have to talk to 5,000 people to get just one person. So for me, it doesn't even feel like I'm working. Like I said, I'm sharing an opportunity. And that for me is fulfilling to say I have taught somebody about an opportunity that they were not even aware of. And when they are ready, then they will come to me. I can promise you now that a lot of people that are joining my organization now is people that I've spoken to 2-3 years ago. So what is also key there is that you need to be consistent. Like I said, this for me is a profession. So I can't decide that, oh, by the way, there's Mining City. No, it's a profession. So I have my targets. I have my vision. I've got my goals. I've got people that I need to impact. I've got a team that I need to also mentor, to reach their goals. So it can be, oh, by the way, so other people think it's a quick, rich thingy. It is not. There is work that goes on it, and then will then succeed in that. So a lot of people then will ask, okay, but Nontando, really, if you had to choose between going back to Bastion or doing network marketing, it will definitely be network marketing. I'm not saying everybody must now resign from their employer, especially as you have learned from Colin today. He's very passionate about teaching. And those people I respect because they are passionate about what they are doing. It doesn't feel like they are working. But if you are working and you are miserable in that environment, you then need to look at other opportunities. And I'm not saying join Mining City. Look at other opportunities that can make you happy instead of complaining about everything else that is not going right in your life, complaining about government who's not doing 1, 2, 3 for you. in my case, I stopped complaining and I found this opportunity, and then I make it work. Network marketing won't work if you don't work it. So a lot of people think, Nontando, how do you make 200,000 a day? I haven't even made 3,000 rand. You won't make 3,000 rand if you're not going to be consistent, if you're not going to make this your business. But you spend 8 hours working for somebody else, building other people's empires or legacy, then you come back when at home you are tired and you want to see 200,000. I can tell you now, you won't see it. So I've then we launched with my team 1 million road map by December 2020. So the challenge was dedicate at least 1 to 2 hours every day to mining city, to build your business with mining city, because I understood that there were people who were working full time and we're respecting, but we are saying challenge home tired, get about your dream. I mean, not being funny or anything, how many people have lost their jobs during this lockdown? I mean, SABC is going to issue about 600 letters to their staff members. We've seen what happened to banks even shutting down because they can't afford. I mean, small business have suffered the most, during this time. So if you don't have another plan to supplement your income, really, that is suicide on its own. You are killing yourself, and you're not only killing yourself, you're killing the dreams of your children and the next generation, because this is not just for Nontando. This is not just for Cullen. It's for our next generation. We are building a legacy for our next generation. My dream and my hope is that my children, my 2 kids, shouldn't even be, they shouldn't know how to spell CV. They shouldn't know how to spell CV, because I don't want them to go and build other people's empire with the knowledge that I have now. Yes, I won't force them to be in network marketing, but I will give them information. I will give them, now that I've got experience on both sides, to say, okay, you're going to work like that for 16 years. I can promise you, when I resigned, my pension was 400,000 after working for 16 years. That 400,000 didn't even pay off my bond. That 400,000 didn't even pay off the car that I was driving then. The 400,000 was finished in 6 months. I still had debts that I needed to continue paying. I still had 2 kids that I still needed to feed, who are teenagers. They still need to complete their education, still go to tertiary. Where is that money going to come from? So if there's anyone on this call, we're not saying go back and fire your boss. We are saying go back, do a review. And a lot of people, especially, as I'm sorry to say this, Black people, Cullen, we are so, I don't know, maybe we just don't care, or maybe we don't have a lot of knowledge. Go back and check your pension fund now. Like on Monday, go call your HR, whatever, check how much you are sitting with on your pension fund, and is that going to sustain you? Let's say you take your pension next year, and then your pension fund, let's say, is 2 million. Maybe when now you are lucky, you're going to get 2 million. I only got 400,000. Your 2 million, is it going to pay off your bond? And remember, now you are 60 years, ne? When you take your pension, you get your 2 million rand. You need to pay off your bond, which is 1 million rand. You need to pay off your car, which is 500,000. You are left with 500,000. You have kids that you still need to take to school. You still have groceries to pay. You still have medical aid to pay. You still have clothes that you need to buy. You still have every other debt that you've acquired from Jet, Edgar's, Rochers, and all those furniture shops. Is the 2 million going to sustain you for the rest of your life or of your generation, or going to take care of your kids? future. So with Mining City, I can safely say I'm not there yet, yes, but with the opportunity, I was able to actually pay off all my debts. And I'm comfortably now saying I can, even if, God forbid, even if I can now say, okay, now I'm not signing new people up because of the packages that I have bought. I started with 5 packages, and of the 5 packages I have bought, I bought 500 plans of the 5. So that was what, $2,500 in total. But currently I'm sitting with 20 packages. And those 15 packages, I didn't go back to my bank or pocket to buy those packages. It came from the commissions that I got from Mining City. And currently, just from those packages, I can safely say I'm getting passive income of 300,000 Rand without recruiting per month, just from those packages. So you can also build a portfolio for yourself. If you're saying, no, I can't recruit or whatever, you can build for yourself and comfortably on that passive income. So yeah, that is all from me. And I don't know if you've got questions or something that you think I haven't covered in. Yeah, that is my story. And maybe just to end off is that I will encourage everyone, especially who is a partner of Mining City already. You know that this is a time-sensitive opportunity. Let us all go there and help as many people as we can. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Nontando. I think we can just raise our hands, just give it a thumbs up to say thank you so much. I have no questions. I mean, that just answered everything. Thank you so much for your story. I think, can you just do me a favor? Just make me the host again.
Okay.
Yeah. No. We're absolutely blown away by that. You've heard everything. I really don't need to say anything. You can just thank Nontando in the chat there. Just say thank you so much for being here and sharing. Wow, that's amazing, amazing story. So as you heard, passive income, it's real. You don't have to recruit. And this, for me, is what is so different from many of the other opportunities out there. You don't have to do the business side and recruit. You can simply build, as you heard, that portfolio for yourself and earn more every single day. Last but not least, I'm going to give over to Stanley now. He's going to take us through the business side of things. So just probably another 10 minutes, we're going to look at that so that you understand what you can make on the business side over and above what you are earning passively. So remember, you're earning passively. Let's put that aside. Now, this is earning over and above that. Stan, it's all yours.
Good evening, family. Good evening. Yes, so excited. It is lovely to hear that 300,000 passive. Woohoo!
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Family, before I carry on, my name is Stanley LaRue. Colin is actually my upline, and he's asked me to come on here to explain just a part of the compensation plan. And we actually have a few ways that we get paid in this compensation plan. And before I do, I just want to thank Nontando for coming on here and for inspiring us, for giving us the motivation to carry on further with the business. Yes. And to push us to greater heights. Because for some of us, we thought that maybe $1,000 or 1,000, 10,000, whatever is enough. 20,000 Rand is enough for us to live per month, And then someone bashes you with a 300,000 Rand passive income. And, that is exciting. That's exciting stuff to hear. I just want to ask a favor, man. I see there's a lot of stalkers on this webinar. Guys, if you can, please put on your cameras. We want to see your faces. We want to see everything that's going on there around you. We want you to be a part of this and get excited about this business. This is what we are doing. This is what we've chosen. And this is what we want to share with you. So first of all, I want to say, as Nontando and Colin has so nicely put that the business side of things, the network marketing side of things is totally optional. This is totally optional. So this evening, I am just going to show you three ways that we in Mining City that are the marketing side of things are getting paid. The very first way is very simple to understand, and this is what we call our once-off commission.
Oh my God.
The very first way is just the once-off commission. Within Mining City,
Sorry, Stan, if we can just ask folks just to mute their mics if there's too much background noise, please.
Can we just mute the people here? Thank you very much, family. I know you guys are excited about this, but yeah, people want to hear this information. So we got our direct commissions. So what this is if you're new to this, or if you've been signing up for a while, you see that the first 5 people that you bring in, this is person 1 to 5, we call that our team A. The first 5 people we bring in, we get a once-off 5% commission of the plan that they have bought. So that mining package that they have bought, we get a once-off 5% commission of that. Then from person 6 right through to infinity, however many people you bring in that's directly signed up under you, you will get 10% once-off commission once they sign up. So that is the simplest part of our compensation plan to understand. Very first 5 people, 5%. From person 6 to infinity, you would get then 10. You would get 10. I just want to see if I can mute everybody here again, because mute all. Okay, there we go, because we're getting some background noise. Perfect. I see the hands are raised, but we'll get to question and answer section. Colin will answer that a bit later as soon as I'm done. So then the next part of the compensation plan is a little bit more complicated. It is easy to understand, but it's a little bit more complicated. And if you don't understand it fully if this is your first webinar, this is your first exposure to Mining City and the compensation plan, don't be hard on yourself if you don't understand this fully, but just listen to me at the potential that you can get from Mining City. So what we have here is, here's the list of our different plans from primary all the way through to platinum. These are the mining plans that Mining City offers. And on the right-hand side, you'll see binary points that comes along with it. Now in Mining City, we work on a binary structure. Basically, we have our left team and we have our right team. So we call this a binary bonus. And this next part of the compensation plan I'm going to explain to you is called cycle bonuses. So as you can see, that top circle over there, the very, very top circle, that will represent you. So we work in a binary structure, as I said, so you would have your left side and you would have your right side. So you decide, I'm just giving you a scenario quickly. So you decide you're going to push with this business, you're going to introduce people, you want to get the same earnings of Nontando. You are excited and you want to push. So you then decide, okay, I'm going to start this. I'm excited. I'm sharing this with my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law comes in and he joins my left team. I put him on the left. He then takes a gold plan, which is that 7 points over there. He takes a gold plan. So beautiful. I will then get 7 points on my left-hand side. As we said, each plan has binary points attached to them. So he's taken a gold. Therefore, I will then get that 7 points. Then I speak to my sister-in-law, and she's also excited to come in, and I then put her on my right-hand side. She then also takes a gold plan, also gives me 7 points. So as you can read there at the bottom of the screen, What this cycle bonus is if you get 5 credits on your left, 5 credits on your right, Mining City will then take these credits, these 5 on each side, and then give you a $200 bonus of whatever coin that the people have bought. So you will get 200, in this case, you would get $200 bonus in Bitcoin Vault. So this is where things get exciting. If your brother-in-law also decides to then take the business and go with it, and he then signs up a gold plan, which is that $4,200 BTCV gold plan, your brother-in-law will get that 7 points on his left, and then you would get another 7 points from the sign up that he has brought in. And your upline would get that. So that 7 points trickles right on to the top. And then if your sister-in-law decides to do the same, she decides to get someone on her as well, taking another gold plan, that 7 points then would trickle all the way up. And guess what? You would then have enough to have 5 on your right, 5 on your left again. They will, Mining City will take those credits, give you $200, and you personally have done absolutely nothing. But you are cycling again. So this is the power of the cycle bonuses. It's just the other day where, you know, I cycled and I didn't know I was going to cycle that night, and you just look and then there's the $200 in your wallet, and you're like, woo, go team, go team, go team. And that's what makes things exciting. So remember, each plan comes with binary points. Binary points we need to gather on our left 5, on our right 5, and Mining City will take that and then give us $200 cycling bonus. And even if as the team grows, the people that they have signed up, that points come up to us as well. So the bigger your team, the better your chance of cycling. And then there is another way of earning, is that if you have signed someone up, someone is in your team, and you or they cycle, they get that $200. Mining City assumes that you have assisted them in getting that $200, and they grant you $10. A $10 bonus, they just assume, okay, obviously because he's the upline, he has helped the person. Even though you did not, they would still give you that $10 bonus. So how beautiful is that? How beautiful. So this is what you get. So if 10 people in your business, if 10 people in your tree, if they cycle, you would then get $100 for doing absolutely nothing. And this is all excluding your passive income that you're getting, and excluding the once-off bonuses that you are getting that I explained earlier. So this is basically running through, before we hit to the maximum cycles, I want to run through the 3 ways that we earn in Mining City. There are more ways, but I'm just going to explain 3 ways tonight. The first way is the once-off bonuses. The second way is the $200 cycle bonuses. And then the third is the $10 if someone in your team cycles. So it's very simple to understand. If you don't get it straight away, don't beat yourself up. It will be explained over and over again. And then if we can just go to the next slide. Yeah. So here we go. As when you join Mining City, we have ranks, basically like promotions. But yeah, these promotions don't work if you know somebody, you know, up in the management section, you can get a promotion. No, it doesn't work that way. This works totally. They don't care of your anything, on your connections, whatever. This has to do with hard work. And this has to do with the maximum amount of cycles you can have per day. So if we look at the first rank, when you join Mining City and you have only purchased the $300 package, then you become a resident. And you are only able to cycle once per day. You're only able to cycle once a day. If you choose the bigger packages, the standard and up, or the standard package, you then, or and up, you become a citizen. The standard and up, you become a citizen, and you are able then to cycle 4 times per day. And that is a maximum of $800 per day. So that's just the cycle bonuses, $800 per day. And then as you can see, city builder, city developer, city manager, all the way down to governor. Governor is able to earn $2,800. Excuse me for that. $2,800 per day. So family, I want you to see the potential in this business. I want you to see that if you manage to cycle just once a day, if your aim is to cycle once a day, you would have an income of about just under 100,000 Rand per month. I want that part to sink in. If you just manage to cycle once a day, you are able to earn an income of just under 100,000 Rand per month. I think for me, that is a great goal to reach. If you're gonna, if you decide to take on this business, if you decide to push. And this, I want to put an exclamation point on this. This is excluding the passive income. I'm not talking about the passive income. I'm talking about just from your business, from your network marketing. 100,000 Rand per month. And I hope that this also has inspired you a bit to get you excited about the business, clear things up if you didn't understand it fully, and get you focused. And please set your goals out as Nontanda has guided us. I'm going to do that. Set clear goals out for myself. Set everything clearly so that I start taking this business just a bit more seriously. Because if you want to be $1 million earner, if you just think about it, $1 million business, the CEO of $1 million business does not wing his business. He doesn't wing it by, okay, maybe I'm going to do this today, maybe I'm going to do that today. A person that is intentional and wanting to earn that, he is on purpose with every single thing. He has a purpose with every single thing. He has planned out his day, he has planned out his week, he has planned out his month. So Nontando is just giving me that motivation to take my business more seriously, to put my head down and work. I want to challenge you. 5,000 people per day is my goal. Also, I want to get to that 5,000 people I want to share this opportunity with. And yeah, that is the goal we can reach. Thank you, family. That is all from me. Thank you, Colin. Have a great, blessed evening further. Is my mic muted? Oh, your mic, sorry.
Yeah.
Let me unmute you.
Okay.
There we go, sir.
Stanley, thank you very much. You must just make me a host again. Thank you very much. Folks, there's been a lot of information that has come through. You've heard about Bitcoin, crypto, Bitcoin Vault. You've heard the business. You've heard the passive earning, all of that. Thank you very much to Nontando, to Stanley. I'm just going to open it up for a few minutes of questions if there's anything. I just want to say one thing as well. The primary package is a promotional package. So we're not sure for how long that's going to be around. It could be another few weeks. It could be a month. We won't know until probably a few days before. So just bear that in mind as well. Okay. Are there any questions? I think I'm just going to unmute everyone. Any questions before we wrap things up? Okay, folks, I don't know if there's no questions. I suppose you've got a decent understanding. I have made a recording of this, so if you do want that, just chat to me, Facebook, wherever, or through your various uplines, and we'll get to you. Okay, I see there are 2 people whose hands are raised. Okay, Chidi, I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, see the folks.
Alles India.
See the hands are raised here. They're not unmuting. Okay, just unmute yourself, please.
Hi, Colin.
I'm muted.
Hi, Colin.
Yes, I'm listening. Okay, is there anyone else that wants to ask anything? I'm getting some feedback from some folks. But I think maybe it's best just let me, if you do want the recording, just chat to whichever team you're in or chat to me, Facebook, wherever, and we'll get to it. But folks, I just want to say thank you again very much for making the time to be here. Can I just see everyone's faces? For those who don't have their cameras on, I just always like to take a nice picture of all the beautiful faces, no matter what you are doing. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that.
No.
No, sometimes we
If it's
don't.
inappropriate, guys, please.
Hey, please, guys. Lovely. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening further, and I hope this has been valuable to you. So have a wonderful evening. Keep well, God bless, and stay safe.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.